Good afternoon. What a beautiful group of people here today. Thank you very much. I am Marcia Hansen. I am the CEO of the El Segundo Chamber of Commerce, and we are so thrilled to have each and every one of you with us today at the 22nd Annual El Segundo State of the City. Yay! You all got here nice and early. You had a great lunch. You understood the assignment. Well done, you. Well done. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? And let's begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We hope you all enjoyed that fabulous lunch from Sol, Chef Ann and her team. Can we give them an incredible round of applause? Chef Ann knocked it out of the park, and we are just so happy. There's going to be margaritas at her place later on Main Street for those who would like to join the after party. But thank you to Chef. I encourage everyone to go to Sol and support them. They've been a great supporter of this event and the food. Keep eating. It's like a dinner show without the entertainment. So, well, kind of entertainment. Drew will be speaking. But keep eating and enjoy your lunch as we move forward. So thank you to Chef Ann. And you know, what a year it's been for El Segundo, right? It is just crazy. We have the El Segundo Championship Little League World Series teams, right? Our CIF water polo champions are playing today, I think, right? The first round. It's amazing. There's so much happening here. It's cool to see the Chargers Commons happening. Chevron's making biofuels with soybeans. The town is on fire in a good way. It's not, though, an El Segundo event without this gal, right? Right here, right? Y'all know her, right? I want you all to say hi, Barbie. Ready? Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Barbie has had quite a year this year, as you all know, and we're so proud that she calls El Segundo home. But you know, she has some friends too. So Barbie has these incredible Charger little guys. Have you seen these Charger little people? You can pick up some of these. You can play ball with little Justin Herbert on the weekends. It's a lot of fun. So we have a lot of fun in El Segundo, and thanks to Mattel for bringing so much joy to kids and to all of us as well. Big round of applause for El Segundo. Speaking of those who've had quite a year, I would now like to introduce our elected officials and dignitaries. I'm sure I'm going to leave someone out, so if I do, please let me know. But first of all, we're thrilled to have Assemblymember Almira Succi with us. El Segundo Mayor Drew Boyles. El Segundo Mayor Pro Tem Chris Pimentel. Councilmember Lance Giroux. And Councilmember Ryan Baldino. Councilmember Carol Persek was not able to join us today, and she does send her regards to all of you. I just got a text, and she sure wishes she could be here. Our El Segundo City Clerk, Tracy Weaver. From Inglewood, California, Mayor James Butts. One of the funniest assessors I've ever met, LA County Assessor Jeff Prang. He puts the fun in assessing, if that's a possibility. I don't know. City of Rancho Palos Verdes Mayor Pro Tem John Cruikshank. We have Gardena Councilmember Rodney Tanaka. All the way from Duarte, Councilmember Sam Kang. President of the West Basin Municipal Water District, Scott Houston. Commander of Space Delta III, Los Angeles Air Force Base, Colonel Mia Walsh. I always thought it'd be fun to have stormtroopers like hanging out in our bars around town so people come in and we can say they're right here. Just dress some people up. We have El Segundo Board of Education President Daima Wheaton. Our Board of Education Vice President Meredith Beachley. Board Member Frank Glenn. Board Member Michael Wagner. and Board Member Tracy Miller-Zarnicki. We also El Segundo Unified School District Superintendent Dr. Melissa Moore. Thank you to all of you for creating these incredible athletes that are coming out of your schools. Great kids and great athletes, that's amazing. El Camino College Board of Trustees Interim Board President Tricia Murakawa is with us today. The Warriors are an excited table over there. Way to go, go Warriors. Dr. Matthew Wonders, CEO and Superintendent of Da Vinci Schools. We have El Segundo City Manager Daryl George. And our Chief of Police, Jaime Bermudez. Thank you, Chief, for keeping us safe. Representing Congressman Ted Lieu, we have Karen Calderon. And we have Connor Place, representing Senator Ben Allen. Representing Assemblymember Elmer Succi and City of Artesia, I believe, Councilmember Melissa Ramoso. And from Holly Mitchell's office, Supervisor Holly Mitchell, Jessica Waldron. Our El Segundo Chair of the Board, Lily Craig, could not be with us today, but I wanted to welcome our immediate past chair, Elise Beardsley, who has retired from 40 years as the owner of Industrial Lock and Security, just like last week. She has been such an incredible part of the downtown, and the entire El Segundo community has done so much in those 40 years, maybe a little less than that. Thank you, Elise, for all you've done. And we want to welcome from our Little League World Series champions, Coach Danny Boley and Little League President Jamin Griffiths. Now, I'm sure I left someone out because you all are very, very important to me. So let me know if I did. This event would not be possible without finding a giant space like this in our beautiful town, and Continental Development Corporation has been absolutely remarkable helping us plan this event and hosting us in this beautiful facility and venue. We want to thank them for graciously hosting us this year. They've been incredible to work with, and it's exciting to see all the developments happening on Rosecrans. I love me some Bruxy chicken and waffles, and if you haven't had some, go get some. So good. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming the President of Continental Development Corporation, Mr. Richard Lundquist.
Well, Marcia, I'm not sure we're so happy you found a large space here. We'd rather have had it leased and had to send you somewhere else. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to Continental Developments, the terrace at Continental Park for the 2023 El Segundo State of the City Luncheon. The terrace, as some of you know, has last couple years gone under a major renovation. If you'd been here a few years ago, there would have been a large breezeway between the two towers. Now that's all been enclosed. We've added a large, both on the south and north sides of the building, large outdoor spaces, and put in an amenity commons for all the tenants. And we still have some work to do, but it's nearing completion. Continental Development Corporation is proud to have called El Segundo its home and only headquarters for over its 50 years of existence. Although primarily an office building developer, many of you are likely more familiar with some of our other developments, including Plaza El Segundo, Beach City Cinema, El Avon, the home of the Lakers, and Chargers Commons, home of the Chargers retail store, several restaurants, and Torrance Memorial's medical offices and urgent care facility. As announced today on the front page of the South Bay Daily Breeze, next summer you will have the opportunity to again view movies at the extensively upgraded Cinema West Beach Cities. All seating will be luxury reclining seats, and the restaurant and the theater will be significantly expanded. Joining me today is Mark Behring, Center West Director of Operations. Mark. Mark, thank you for choosing El Segundo. We are looking forward to being able to again enjoy movies locally. Continental's next exciting project, currently underway in El Segundo, is the 150,000 square foot Chargers headquarters and training facility, which is being developed and leased to the Chargers on a long-term basis. The project includes 3 regulation-size grass fields and is scheduled to be completed in just over a half year. I'd like to recognize our new neighbor, Chargers President A.G. Spanos. Where are you, A.G.? We can't wait for the Chargers to move into its new headquarters and training facilities next year. And who knows, maybe the next State of the City will take place at the Lex Club at the Chargers facility. I'm not sure you have quite that much room in the Lex Club, but we can draw straws. We'll at least get the people there for some kind of charity event for the Ed Foundation or something else, for sure. What will probably make many of you the happiest is that in conjunction with the development of the Chargers project, we are constructing an extension of Nash Street, which will provide more convenient access to and from Northeast El Segundo from Pacific Coast Highway. I wish to recognize El Segundo Chamber of Commerce and its fabulous leader, Marcia Hansen, for hosting today's State of the City Luncheon. Let's have a round of applause for Marcia and the entire Chamber leadership. I also want to thank my fellow members of the El Segundo Economic Development Corporation for their continued efforts to ensure that the businesses here in town thrive. The successes of El Segundo has been due in large part because of the city's leadership. A huge thank you is due our mayor, Drew Boyles, Mayor Pro Tem, Chris Pimental, the City Council, Carol Perstek, Councilmember Lance Giroux, and Councilmember Ryan Baldino for their vision and leadership. We are very grateful for your dedicated service to the community. I also want to thank City Manager Daryl George and the city staff. In just under 2 years, Daryl has significantly upgraded how the city operates, and it's been a pleasure for Continental Development to work with him and his team. In closing, I want to again recognize Mayor Boyles for his commitment to making El Segundo the 5 most important square miles in California. I think we've heard that before, haven't we, Mayor? Thank you so much, and enjoy the State of the City Luncheon.
I tell you, after today, this place is going to go quick. It's got shiny floors, open concept, great view. We'll fill this up for you, Richard. A commission? Okay. I need to talk to one of y'all out there who needs this beautiful space. Thank you, Richard, for your generosity again, for hosting us today, and it's been fabulous. Also, thank you to all our sponsors. We could not put this event on with everything it takes without our incredible sponsors. They're listed in your program. Thank you to each and every one of you. So please now direct your attention to our screens.
El Segundo, a beachfront community born over a century ago amid an oil boom in Southern California. Today, El Segundo is an innovation and technology hub, home to dynamic startups alongside Fortune 500 companies. all minutes away from sandy white beaches and the Pacific Ocean. Many of the nation's largest companies have a significant presence in El Segundo, including Chevron, Gilead, AT&T, Boeing, Raytheon Technologies, and Northrop Grumman. The Los Angeles Air Force Base has been in El Segundo since the 1960s and is home to the U.S. Space Force Systems Command. And right next door to the base, the Aerospace Corporation and its team of over 1,000 PhD-level scientists are solving complex challenges and developing solutions across the space enterprise. We are home to the LA Times, Mattel, L'Oreal's West Coast headquarters, Belkin International, and many other global companies. The number of world-class companies that started in El Segundo, thrived, and continued to grow here is remarkable. Brands such as Fabletics, Quest Nutrition, Liquid IV, ABL Space Systems, Internet Brands, Radiology Partners have significantly expanded in El Segundo.
El Segundo is an amazing place. It's really a tale of two cities. You've got this incredibly quaint residential neighborhood town where everyone knows each other, strong sense of community. And then you've got this other part of the city, which I'm sitting in right now here in Mattel headquarters, which is some of the most important 5 square miles economically in all of Southern California. The business community is imperative to this city. The business community makes up 98% of this city's general fund revenues. Without the business community, we wouldn't have our own independent police, fire, public works, library. But a lot of people don't realize how special this place is in terms of raising a family. Award-winning schools, home of the 2023 World Series Little League champs, incredible parks, and just an amazing place to raise your kids with the ocean right in our backyard and an incredible downtown with some amazing restaurants.
The Los Angeles Chargers are building the team's new $100 million headquarters and training facility, just 7 miles from SoFi Stadium, adding to El Segundo's unparalleled roster of professional sports teams, including the Los Angeles Lakers and the LA Kings. El Segundo is now the only city in America with headquarters and practice facilities for professional football, basketball, and hockey teams. El Segundo offers a laid-back beach town vibe, just minutes from Los Angeles International Airport, with easy access to major interstates and freeways, and the Pacific Ocean right at our doorstep. With welcoming accommodations and a wealth of culinary talent, from a Top Chef alumni to award-winning breweries and one-of-a-kind shopping and entertainment options, El Segundo has something for everyone.
We are incredibly happy to have Topgolf in El Segundo. They opened a year and a half ago. They spent over $50 million on this incredible facility. They created more than 500 jobs, and they generate over $1.7 million in annual revenue just for the city. The Topgolf location in El Segundo is their second highest grossing location system-wide. And it's the only location to have an on-site 10-hole golf course, the Lakes at El Segundo. The Topgolf El Segundo location is a great example of a public-private partnership that we're very proud of. Many people know us as the home for space, aerospace, defense, but we're also the home for companies in biomed, food production, media and technology, electronic games, esports, and so many other technology companies. And with the changing commercial office demand, we know that industry diversification is critical for our success. As entrepreneurs and business people, we understand what it takes to take a calculated risk. We understand that businesses are doing that in El Segundo every single day. Small, medium, large companies taking one more step on that entrepreneurial journey to success. And we believe it's in our best interest to do everything we can to help those companies succeed. El Segundo, where big ideas take off.
Please join me in welcoming Mayor Drew Boyles.
Well, that was an awkward start. Apparently, I only have one suit and tie. I don't know if you noticed. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this. But really quickly, I gotta flash it. Where is it? Oh, usually it says El Segundo Tailors. This is, in fact, an El Segundo Tailor suit. Who else was rocking one? Dave Herbst right here. That man just hit 40 years of anniversary as El Segundo Tailors on Main Street. He's not here, but let's give him a round of applause. My wife gives me a hard time. Just the other day, she said, Drew, if you say the most important 5 square miles economically one more time, you know, it's the end of it. And I said, honey, you got it. You got to repeat yourself ad nauseum for it to sink in. And sure enough, lo and behold, where's Mr. Lundquist? I got Richard Lundquist saying it. Thank you so much, Richard. It's finally stuck. And maybe I can stop saying it. It'd only been here like 4 times today. So I'm going to be quick today. We're really fortunate to have all of our council members but one. You mentioned Carol Persta couldn't be here, but we've got Council Member Lance Giroux, Mayor Pro Tem Chris Pimentel, and Council Member Ryan Baldino. They're all going to share some of our accomplishments for the past year as well as what we've got planned in the future. So the fundamental question is this: how is it that El Segundo can be the most important 5 square miles economically in the Southern California region, but also be one of the best places in the world to live and to raise your family? So today we're going to provide some answers to that, and I'm going to start off with a piece on economic development. You heard Marcia mention El Segundo Little League. I think it was such a phenomenal thing. They just announced they're going to be in the Rose Parade. Manager Danny Boley, El Segundo Little League President Jamin Griffiths, thank you so much. By the way, the numbers are staggering. We've been working really hard on economic development, spending lots of money, and El Segundo Little League in about 3 months surpassed all of our media hits. It's incredible. We love you guys. So there are some other major wins that we're proud of. Last fall, El Segundo won the LA Economic Development Corporation Most Business Friendly Award for the 3rd time. That's pretty impressive. And since 2016, we've accomplished a lot. We grew general fund revenues from $65 million to $88 million. We grew reserves, so that's basically what we rely on in the event of a downturn or some other unforeseen event. We grew reserves from 15% to 35% of general fund revenue. We increased our CalPERS Retirement Pension Trust Fund from 70% to 92%. Why is that important? Because we know we now have the funds available for our employees to retire and get that CalPERS pension. And we grew our pension trust fund from 0 to $5.3 million, all since 2016. I want to give credit to El Segundo staff, Daryl George and your staff, but before we do, one other major accomplishment. All those things led to us getting our first ever AAA bond rating. That's a huge deal, folks. This city has never even had a bond rating, and we just achieved a AAA bond rating. That is a huge accomplishment. Thank you very much to the staff and the leadership of my colleagues on council. Another win. For the last 6 years, we've been measuring the Net Promoter Score. Anyone familiar with Net Promoter Score? How likely are you to recommend your business, in our case, how likely are you to recommend El Segundo as a place to live or work? And we've done really well. So we've averaged 49 with our residents and 55 with our businesses. That doesn't sound like a great number, but if you put in that in perspective, most governments that do NPS get 20s to 30s. So we're doing really well in this category. But more important than the numbers, we take the qualitative comments and we use those comments from our residents and our businesses to actually shape some of the strategy that we're going to work on for the next couple of years. So leading into that, our 5-year, multi-year strategic priorities are these. 1, enhance customer service, diversity, equity, inclusion, and communication. Support community safety and preparedness. We're doing a really good job there. It's a really important feat for El Segundo because we are surrounded by so many important industrial complexes with the LA Space Force and everything in our backyard. We take this one very seriously. Promote a quality workforce through teamwork and organizational efficiencies. We've made a lot of progress on that, and there's still more work to be done. Develop and maintain a quality infrastructure and technology, and finally, champion economic development and fiscal sustainability. But a really critical part of us achieving those goals are all the volunteers that make up our committees, commissions, and boards. I see some of you, I see Shad, way over there in the back. If you've been on a committee, commission, and board, or you currently serve on one, would you please stand? That's you too, Alex Abad. Economic Development Advisory Council, come on. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much for your service. Championing economic development is what we do in El Segundo. I think it was mentioned earlier. The number is staggering. If you look at our general fund revenue, 98% of our city's general fund revenue comes from business, directly or indirectly. So Assessor Jeff Pang, where are you at? Jeffrey Pang? Unless we can get more of that share of the other 87 cities in LA County from the residential property tax, which is highly unlikely, and I know that's not your court, but I know you would do it for us if you could. You would. We're going to keep on focusing on business development because, as you saw in the video, that allows us to have independent police, fire, public works, etc. As a result of my job, I've spent a lot of time meeting with businesses, some of them in this room today. Varda Space recently, Radiance Energy, and many others, to understand what they need from our city, how we can help them, and frankly, get out of the way in a lot of instances. I've heard countless inspirational stories, and one of my favorite features our own, our own base commander, Colonel Mia Walsh, and also the CEO of Varda Space. You're going to love this story. Let's watch a quick video.
When I was first looking at where to start the company, I was living in New York, and then I created a heat map based on all the engineering talent that we would need to hire, and El Segundo is the hottest spot for the engineering talent that we would need to hire for a company like this. It's a no-brainer that just go where the talent is.
So the history of Los Angeles Air Force Base is actually pretty interesting. You know, started with the Western Development Division in the early 60s. Aerospace Corporation started here as well, and you know, the growth of the companies in this area caused the base to stay, and the talent that's in El Segundo is not matchable anywhere else.
We can get materials from here because we can order something at 7 a.m. and it shows up that day. There are test facilities here. Every part of the value chain and the supply chain can be found here to go to space.
We need to have the right talent here in order to be able to do the things that we need to do.
And there's a lot of great places to live in and around El Segundo where you can, have affordability for workers and high quality of living space. There's a really highly qualified, educated workforce down here that lives in this area.
And a lot of diverse businesses, right? I mean, we're a tech company. There's advertising companies, fashion companies. I mean, it's just a plethora of creativity that's taking place across many industries.
El Segundo, it's a great place to work. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to grow your business. You won't be disappointed.
I love that story. So Mayor Pro Tem Pimentel and I were at Varda Space Industries just, was that last week, Chris? And we asked Will for that story again. So I said, Will, you were on the East Coast. How did you pick El Segundo? He's like, oh, it's simple. I built an algorithm to scrape LinkedIn and look for the highest density of PhDs and engineers. And we have twice as many highly skilled employees in aerospace, space, and deep tech than Huntington and Long Beach combined. Think about that for a second. Just in El Segundo, which is 2 square miles of commercial space. Varda Space, by the way, is the first of its kind developing pharmaceuticals in space. Zero gravity environment. Incredible. Really bright people, obviously, onto amazing things. El Segundo, we have more PhDs and engineers per square mile than anywhere else in LA. We have more businesses in 1 square mile than anywhere else in LA. Aerospace Corporation alone has over 1,000 PhDs, just Aerospace Corp alone. We have a dense population of highly trained employees, and that's what creates that intellectual capital advantage. Here's one stat that's interesting too. All 88 cities in LA County, which would you think would have maybe the highest salary? Well, it's kind of a layup, but if it wasn't for El Segundo, I don't know, no guesses out there? El Segundo is the highest by 30%. Highest average salary of all cities, all 88 cities in LA County. Further proof that we are indeed the most important 5 square miles in Southern California. Sorry, I had to. Only a couple more times. The theme for this event is champions start here. From little leagues to big leagues, from startups to global enterprises, this is where champions are forged. We're the nation's only city with headquarters and training facilities, as you heard on the video, for basketball, for hockey and football. Thank you to the Chargers. You guys are already being incredible citizens to El Segundo. Thanks for everything you've done. You opened up your doors to us. You brought us to games. You've been great corporate citizens. Thank you very much. From clean tech to e-commerce, aerospace to digital media, and beyond, El Segundo is fertile soil for dynamic startups and well-established enterprises. Let's give you a couple other examples. Pixel. This company is developing the world's highest resolution hyperspectral, say that 10 times fast, imaging satellite with the ability to capture unprecedented detail of our planet. That's going to help us identify climate risks and to support with emergency response, based right here in El Segundo. Radiant, I mentioned them earlier. Radiant is basically creating self-contained, portable nuclear power plants here in El Segundo. Now, they're not fueling them here in El Segundo. Don't be concerned if you're anywhere around Maple Avenue. You don't have to worry about that. They're building the technology here in El Segundo. It's incredible. Former SpaceXers. Doug lives in town, and they are a great company. In the last 2 years alone, El Segundo companies have raised $1 billion in venture funding. Again, that's in 2 square miles. That's our commercial office space. So in 2 square miles, $1 billion in the last 2 years. We take our role of supporting the entrepreneurial ecosystem very seriously. The city is actively working on developing our relationships. Just in the last 6 months, we've developed a relationship with a venture capitalist group called Sidebar Summit. They give us access to venture capitalists and that ecosystem in Silicon Valley. Mr. Kiahi, do you remember when we were on economic development together and we went up to Silicon Valley, took that road show? Same thing, but now we're doing it on a monthly basis. So we're meeting with some of the most important VCs in Silicon Valley. A month ago, we were with Steve Jurvetson of Draper Fisher Jurvetson, one of the most famous VCs, invested in Hotmail, early investor in Tesla, SpaceX. These meetings are giving us the opportunity to say, here's why you need to be in El Segundo. If you're considering, you or your portfolio companies are considering Southern California, you need to be here. The intellectual capital, the access to resources are here in El Segundo, and it's working. In fact, we are at an event in Menlo Park, Chris and I think I was saying a few words on a bad outdoor speaker, and Chris was watching the El Segundo Little League game. You guys were winning that game. It was awesome, and we were pitching El Segundo to all those VCs. So we're doing everything we can to continue to put El Segundo on the map. The city also is helping from a marketing standpoint. The city unveiled a new digital marketing campaign with an emphasis on attracting new businesses, supporting existing businesses across industries, and increasing office occupancy. We realize this is a tough time right now for commercial office space, and we're doing everything we can to support that and be as nimble as possible. And just shout out to Mr. Allen. Michael Allen's been with us just a couple years, 3 years, Mike? 2 years from Culver City, and you've done an incredible job expediting things through the planning department. So thank you very much. As you saw in our first video too with Colonel Walsh, who's, by the way, tremendous partner of ours. Thank you for everything you've done, giving us access to the base and including us in the Reef Lane and everything else you've done at the base. We're going to miss you when you move on to your bigger and better adventure here. So thank you. You've seen the videos. There are more videos. If you go to bigideaselsegundobusiness.com, you'll see more of them. And the city has also got a marketing campaign called Start Here. And Start Here supports the local hospitality industry by attracting visitors to dine, explore, shop, and stay overnight in El Segundo. And let's roll that video.
Most locals already know what makes El Segundo so special. From laid-back coastal vibes, amazing culinary delights, to award-winning breweries with welcoming accommodations, El Segundo is an authentic, charming beachside gem and a must for all to experience. In an effort to promote El Segundo as the go-to destination and support the local hospitality industry, the city launched the Start Here campaign, attracting visitors to dine, explore, shop, and stay overnight in El Segundo. This fun, lighthearted campaign includes a dedicated landing page with itineraries, vignettes for social media, digital banner ads, and print ads, persuading visitors from LA, Orange, and Ventura counties and other cities in key states to start here when they plan their SoCal adventures. The city also partnered with Yelp LA and Travel Massive to bring influential content creators in the food and travel industry to get a taste of all that El Segundo has to offer. And the media couldn't resist getting in on the action. The word is out, and there's much more to come as we plan for the upcoming World Cup and Summer Olympics. Here in El Segundo, we're just getting started.
Great video, thank you, staff. Yeah, I think it's really well done. Thank you, Barbara, Christina, Diane, Kirsten, the whole team, it's great. Of course, El Segundo TV as well. These marketing programs are working, and we've seen great success in our investment. In fact, TOT tax, which is our hotel tax, is back to pre-pandemic levels. And we, like many cities, took a huge hit, so we're back to where we started pre-pandemic, so that's great news. Recently, Whole Foods, you might know John Mackey, founder and former CEO of Whole Foods. He just announced a really new, very new, I should say brand new, concept called Love.Life. Their flagship store is going to be in El Segundo on PCH. And it's, if you think of a totally comprehensive, holistic wellness center. So it's going to have everything from cold plunges to grocery to yoga to meditation, supplements, and it's going to be right here in El Segundo for their flagship. And you heard from Richard Lundquist. We're really excited to have Cinema West come to town to develop the former ArcLight Cinema with a restaurant right there, Beach City's Pizza. Thank you for your team. Bob and Alex working really hard, I'm sure, getting that deal done. Thank you very much. We're excited about that. This is, as I mentioned, an ever-evolving time of commercial office space. It's a changing world. We're not sure what's going to happen out there, and we are doing everything we can to be nimble and adaptive to address these needs. The city's community development department, led by Michael Allen, has been working closely with businesses and developers to adapt to this changing environment. Next up, Mayor Pro Tem Chris Pimentel, former Marine, will speak about community development activities. But first, let's hear from industry leaders who are investing heavily in building the office spaces of tomorrow in El Segundo.
It's going to be a great facility, and the front office, the Spanos family, they've made a huge commitment to us, and for us to be at our best come game day, it starts with this facility.
Well, I just want to say, to all the people of El Segundo, we're so happy to be here. I hope to get to meet as many people from here as I possibly can.
El Segundo has been a big part of our success. Having a facility, state-of-the-art facility, has been a really great opportunity for our team. We're welcoming them to the neighborhood.
I think it's great. I mean, it's to see that many people come in, you can feel the excitement, and it's just a great thing for the city.
We were already thinking about more flexible workspaces and evolving the way that we work to adapt to the way the world is changing around us. This space in El Segundo was perfectly tailored to what we wanted to accomplish. We were able to build out a completely different space where we reduced substantially our footprint, while at the same time tripling the amount of lab space, innovation, and design space that we had.
We have to anticipate where great companies like Steve's, where they're going, what their needs are. We have to be at the forefront. We took an older aircraft manufacturing building that we purchased and never got a real chance to see what was inside. Once we were able to do that, we found all this beautiful wood and great features, and we built, one of the coolest creative office spaces you'll ever see. Two great tenants came in, one who's a tenant here and made El Segundo their home, Beyond Meat, and the other is L'Oreal, which is a global cosmetic company.
This is the city where the championships are earned. This is where you practice. This is where the hard work comes in, and it's in the city of El Segundo, and the Chargers are darn excited to be part of that group that calls this home to their practice facility.
Thank you, and I think the mayor pointed out that I was in the Marines because my teleprompter is color-coded and has a lot of shapes, and "do not say" this written on it. But I would point out the last time I spoke at a Champions of Business, a pandemic promptly followed. So I hope I'm a little bit better luck. But in the intervening time, I think it displayed an important part about the fundamentals of El Segundo that make this whole thing work. So when you have a pandemic that destroys, in effect, your office capital, when you have something that followed by sky-high interest and sky-high inflation, our fundamentals are what allow us to both recover and thrive. San Francisco and San Jose have both seen 8% decreases in their population. Ours has grown by 6.5%. There's more than 9 million square feet of sublet office property in LA County, and our number of permits have doubled. Our economy is the 6th fastest growing as a city in Southern California. And that is a testament to the culture that we have here of viewing our businesses as part of the community and not as an ATM. There are partners in the future. We have some homegrown examples of the success. We pointed out ABL Space in the first video. ABL Space now occupies 60,000 square feet in Smoky Hollow. Fabletics continues to grow and thrive here, just north of us. Thankfully, their clothes are elastic, which I require. But also we've seen a number of the organizations laid out that have grown in and around our area. The Pacific Coast Commons community is going to finally add housing that we desperately need here. 263 new units, a number of which will be affordable. Skyrise is tripling their footprint. Skyrise is revolutionizing avionics control. It's democratizing the ability to fly planes. They have 30,000 square feet of room coming in. Truly remarkable. And Kite Pharma, which Councilmember Baldino and I visited, which is solving 2 different types of blood cancers with their gene therapies. And I will tell you, it is very powerful to sit there and see a shipment of their treatments going directly to LAX to fly to Australia and know that people's lives are being changed directly in front of you. We have a new amenity base to support these. We have a number of restaurants. Blossom Ramen, which is a key part of the Pimentel family diet. Tapazon, Goop Kitchen, Porterhouse, Nike by El Segundo, all of which are in part of the key ecosystem of supporting businesses when they come here to work. And with new developments that support that, we have, like I said, beach cities coming in. We, knock on wood, may finally have a new Stickenstein development, which will be mixed use. Hold your breath, it's coming right behind Cold Fusion. It's the mixed use of tomorrow and always will be, but we have a plan for it. We have a plan. And additionally, we have on the old dilapidated federal facility just south of Grand and west of Kansas, we have what could be a massive 3-story facility that would support tenants at up to 100,000 feet. That's south of Grand. South of Grand. I see the head shake. This is a south of Grand facility. I say the community development was passing out when I referenced that. Don't worry. And we've got the Chargers, who, as noted, look to be open next year. We're delighted to break the champagne on that with you and hope we can strong arm you into inviting us for a draft party. None of this, though, would be possible without some of the advancement that Director Allen has made in the permitting department. You know, one thing that we heard in our polling during the pandemic period was about the perception that we were sclerotic and reactive in permitting. So we dedicated a number of resources in to get our easy permit process going. And with that, we have cut all of our permits down by over 50% in terms of the time lag. So what that means for you is for tenant improvements, your average turnaround is about 2 weeks. Regionally, that's about 24 weeks. For new developments, the average can be as high, depending on the cities, and we won't name them, some are up to 58 weeks. When you do that in El Segundo, you're out in 6 to 8, tops. And if it takes longer than that, we hear about it. We want the experience of people coming to El Segundo to be positive. We cannot do that without the energy behind Director Allen's staff, and we thank you for them. I would say lastly, we like eating outdoors too. And so we have listened and we are putting resources into our downtown specific plan. We're looking to make it more pedestrian friendly, look at ideas for eating outside, and engaging both our property owners, our business owners, and the people around there to figure how can we attract better investment to there to make it the experience people want and still maintain the quintessential downtown El Segundo small town feel. We hope to have that done by December. I think January is probably more reasonable, but December we'll hear about it, we'll field all the complaints, and January we'll come to a plan. And then lastly, our El Segundo effort in Smoky Hollow to refine development and make sure that we are being as flexible with land use as we can to allow the sorts of development projects that we want. None of that is possible without the full investment of our business community, without an energized staff, and without most of the council people stopping, putting good ideas in. But we appreciate all of your time for that. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Councilmember Giroux to talk exactly about how we get that engagement in. But in the meantime, we're going to watch a quick video from Textile, one of our leading employers, to talk about attracting talent. So thank you all very much.
For any company, right, access to talent is the most important thing that we can think about, and this is a place that people want to live, but also proximity to places that people want to live. You can tap into like different employee pools from the South Bay, from the West Side, et cetera. So it's really like a melting pot place for a lot of employee talent. Where you're located is everything about how you attract people. The issues that we're kind of tackling are not things that have short-term fixes. One is diversity and inclusion. I'm really excited about some of the D&I initiatives that we're making, that we're going to try to start offering more tutoring and kind of outreach from companies into the El Segundo school system so that we can start working together more. People want to be around a community of vibrant other businesses because it's nice to be around like-minded people. It's nice to feel inspired by what people around you are doing, and that all is like additive to your work environment.
All right, still with me? We only got 3 more of these. So I'm stepping in on this one for Councilmember Perstook, who unfortunately could not be here today. Like the private sector, city employees are critical to city's success in providing the top quality services to the community. This year, the Human Resources Department continued to support the city's goal of attracting the best people, creating a vibrant work environment, and developing future leaders. Ongoing programs focused on building leadership skills, wellness campaigns, an employee health fair, and town hall meetings with the city manager are just a few of the ways the city strives to ensure city employees are engaged and inspired to provide the best service to the community. The workforce of the future is also very important to our city. We're incredibly proud of our schools in El Segundo who nurture the next generation of creators and leaders from throughout the region. We have school leaders here with us today, Dr. Melissa Moore from the El Segundo Unified School District, and Dr. Matt Wonder from Da Vinci Schools. Thank you for your continued commitment to providing a world-class education for our future leaders. This past year, the El Segundo Unified School District earned the highest rating on the District Readiness Index in all categories, including leadership and governance, community engagement, and financial management. El Segundo Unified School District hosted more than 350 education professionals for the League of Innovative Schools, and also celebrated the successful completion of a new gymnasium at the El Segundo Middle School, the first new building constructed in ESUSD in 20 years. Year over year, El Segundo Unified School District continues to be recognized as one of the top school districts in all of California and the United States. They ranked in the top 2% in California and received an overall niche grade of A+, and U.S. News & World Report Best High Schools ranked El Segundo High School in the top 3% of high schools in California and the United States. Da Vinci Schools has been recognized as one of America's most innovative educational organizations by the Yass Foundation, in partnership with the Center of Education Reform and Forbes. Over the past 14 months, 1,016 Da Vinci students have participated in real-world and career-connected learning interactions with industry partners and business leaders, many of whom are based right here in El Segundo. 5 years ago, City Council asked staff to create a centralized communications division to better inform the public and improve engagement with residents, businesses, and other key stakeholders. Since May of 2020, we've seen over 2.5 million page views to our websites, and our database of email subscribers is now over 25,000. That's more than the city's population. To sign up, scan the QR code on page 5 in your program. That will up our numbers immediately tonight. This past year, our El Segundo media team has created, those people back there, 295 new videos, an enhanced monthly news program, El Segundo News, to better inform our community stakeholders about city-related events, including the Business Matters segment that profiles local businesses. Our Wednesday City Council recap has become a staple in outreach strategy, providing a summary of the previous night's City Council meeting in just 5 minutes. So 3.5 hours into 5 minutes is really good. I kind of wish we could bridge the gap a little bit on that. In the fall of 2022, the clerk's office conducted an election with the County of Los Angeles. The city's outreach campaign leading up to the election resulted in 7,613 votes cast, more than double the number of the votes cast in 2018. Now, another important topic for the community is public safety. We have a video message here from Police Chief Jaime Bermudez, followed up by an update on public safety by me again.
Public safety is the city's highest priority. El Segundo police and fire personnel are highly trained professionals who serve the community with compassion and professionalism while treating all people with dignity and respect. El Segundo is a unique, close-knit community. Community outreach and engagement are very important to public safety. We hold events throughout the year to strengthen our relationship with the public and provide important training. The fire department hosts Super CPR Saturday, Emergency Preparedness Day, and leads the community emergency response team. The police department has officers who partner with local businesses, community organizations, neighborhood watch groups, and concerned citizens to implement solutions to challenges that arise within the city. The police department is also proactive in its efforts to address homelessness and has personnel dedicated to homeless outreach by connecting individuals to important resources. Our police and fire departments work closely together as a team. We are a unified front working to protect the community from all risks. We are committed to ensuring that El Segundo remains a safe place to live, visit, and work.
As we all know, public safety is an incredibly important and integral part to any city, especially ours. It is one of the main reasons why we all live here and invest in businesses here. And there are several men and women in uniform here today, and if you are not already standing, I already see Sistoni and Corkins right there. The rest of you, if you could please stand up if you're in attendance today, because we really appreciate what you do. Luke, stand up. There you go. The well-being of everyone in both the residential and business communities is a top priority for City Council. We appreciate our highly trained and dedicated public safety teams for their quick response, leadership, and expertise in mitigating any emergency. Here is a snapshot of what city leadership is currently doing to address the concerns of the community. Recruit and retain. We are proactively investing in the training and hiring of public safety officers with the goal of not only bringing talent in, but ensuring that El Segundo is a place they want to continue to serve. City Council approved the Lateral Incentive Program, which offers lateral officers up to $40,000 to join ESPD. And in the last year, ESPD has successfully recruited 11 new officers. We also recently started a traveling recruitment team made up of a large group of diverse officers to visit military events, fitness conventions, and other less obvious industries to scan a bigger pool of candidates. Along with that, we are taking our testing process on the road, allowing us to administer the written and physical agility tests to the applicants. This will streamline the overall application process and allow us to expand the application pool. Firefighters completed over 4,000 hours of training last year, and the police department is working to meet their most ambitious recruitment goal ever, to reach 70 sworn officers. Second, evolution of technology. We are investing in technology. Technological advances in public safety have given our officers more tools to combat the challenging criminal activities our city is seeing today. The city plans to acquire the following: Live 911, which will provide officers real-time information on 911 calls so officers can hear the 911 caller without having to wait for a dispatcher. Officers hear that caller in real time and will start responding immediately. The mobile flock automated license plate reader cameras, I'm sure you've seen these around town at a certain point in time, to detect wanted vehicles and suspects. These cameras are on mobile trailers, allowing us to be able to move them around town as crime trends change. Star Chase provides officers the ability to track fleeing vehicles. This provides us a way to remotely slap a tracker on a fleeing vehicle and avoid dangerous pursuits. Additionally, through grant funding, the fire department purchased AutoPulse automated CPR machines to respond to cardiac arrest incidents, which has already saved a community member's life. Combating retail theft, this is a big one for many people in this audience. ESPD is implementing new strategies to prevent retail theft, including a stronger police presence at retail locations. Officers both in uniform and in undercover capacity are randomly assigned to our retail locations. ESPD also meets with retail partners quarterly to address loss prevention and any other public safety concerns that they might have. This is an important one. We are involved and engaged with our businesses. We realize we may not be able to stop all the thefts with police presence alone, so we encourage prevention through an environmental design, such as hardened store exits and product placement. Addressing homeless. Last year, the police department, along with the LA County mental health teams, conducted 178 homeless contacts, 49 mental evaluation team calls, and transported 28 individuals for shelter. Community engagement is a vital component to public safety. It builds trust, educates, and develops partnerships within the community. The fire department has hosted CPR Saturdays and continued to train and grow the resident community emergency response team, CERT, conducted Safety Week at Center Street School, and hosted its second annual Fired Up Girls Empowerment Camp along with the Recreation, Parks, and Library Department, empowering our young community members with the tools to protect themselves and others. Last year, we received thousands of donations for Toys for Tots, and it was a record-breaking year for the Spark of Love Toy Drive with nearly 4,500 toys donated. Big thanks to Mattel for helping us with that significant donation to the cause. Our police department continued to run its Community Police Academy and reestablish the Neighborhood Watch program. Area commanders have become a big part of ESPD outreach. These commanders and patrol lieutenants assigned to oversee a specific section of town and meet with businesses regularly. If you don't know your commander, check out elsegundopd.org to identify who that person is. ESPD also hosts a bi-monthly security directors breakfast to discuss public safety concerns with businesses. And finally, the police department kicked off their first annual teen camp for El Segundo youth, and we are looking forward to continuing this camp and engaging our youth in this process. Thank you to the community members and many businesses who generally contribute to these events year after year. Once again, we would like to thank our hardworking public safety officers who keep our community safe. For our final topic today, I'd like to show a quick video highlighting the city parks, facilities, and infrastructure, and invite the new guy, Ryan Baldino, to take over the last piece.
The city is proud to offer high-quality parks and recreation facilities, a beautiful public library, a state-of-the-art aquatic center, and well-maintained streets, sidewalks, water, and wastewater services. El Segundo is home to 15 parks, including multiple playgrounds, a skate park, a dog park, a community garden, and several athletic fields, including Campus El Segundo, a full synthetic turf field, and also George Brett Field, home to the 2023 Championship El Segundo Little League team. Recreation Park is currently in the planning phases of an exciting renovation that will bring many needed upgrades to the teen center, skate park, and ball fields. The Recreation Parks and Library Department offers a wide range of services to the community, including recreational classes, youth and adult sports leagues, day camps, senior programs, holiday events, transportation services, and so much more. The Public Works Department maintains and improves all city facilities, streets, sidewalks, water and sewer lines, storm drains, and the city's fleet of vehicles. The Public Works Department also implements the city's 3-year, $40 million capital improvement program. The Recreation Parks and Library Department, along with the Public Works Department, are proud to be at the heart of making El Segundo an inviting, well-maintained, and safe community.
I am very proud to be in service of this city that I love. And I know this city is always working to make El Segundo the best place to live, work, and play. Before I get into the infrastructure improvements that we are excited about, I do have to have a moment to talk about our neighbor Hyperion. I am happy that the City Council formed an ad hoc committee to tackle the Hyperion issue. Myself, along with Tracy Miller-Zarnicki and Carol Perschdeck, served on this, and with the great support of our Assembly member Al Murasucci and Senator Ben Allen, we passed a law. AB 1216 is a new law that requires continuous fence line monitoring at the Hyperion facility and gives us, as a community, the transparency that we deserve. We had the great support. Our county supervisor, Holly Mitchell, sent a letter in support. Our Congressman Ted Lieu was actively involved in Hyperion, so allow me to say thank you to our elected representatives for your steadfast advocacy for our small town. We appreciate that. Now let's talk about what makes a great city even better, and that's reinvestment in our infrastructure. Our city is in the midst of a very aggressive $19 million capital improvement program. We're gonna help us repave our roadways. We're going to replace our water mains. We are repairing sidewalks and enhancing our city facilities throughout the city. We've responded to the needs of our residents. We recently repainted 2 of our tennis courts to add more pickleball for the growing phenomenon. We've renovated the checkout building and provided new restored restrooms for our parks. 2 critical long overdue projects that we're currently working on include a renovation of the parks and fields and the renovation of our beloved plunge. Recreation Park Phase 1 is going to focus on irrigation and drainage to make these fields more playable for our kids and for our residents. And excitingly, the plans to renovate the plunge facility have recently been improved by City Council. It took a while, but this facility from 1946 will undergo a complete renovation. We're actively fundraising to help meet the goal to provide the money that we need to bring this project home. And we have to give special thank you to Chevron, to Continental, and our own school district for their generous donations towards this cause. Thank you all for your continued support. Very appreciated. This last year, our libraries celebrated the 75th anniversary. We had a Diamond Jubilee event to celebrate our long-standing service of our library system. We've introduced 7 public art installations through our city's Cultural Development Fund, and our Culture Advisory Committee put on another successful art walk, bringing together our community and inviting our neighbors to experience how wonderful El Segundo is. We're working hard to improve transportation and accessibility all around El Segundo. We were the first city to be a part of the local travel network in the South Bay. This is brought to us with the great help of the South Bay City Council of Governments. Thank you, Jackie, for everything you do for us. As you drive around, you may see these little green turtle signs. These are designated routes for low-speed electric vehicles, your golf carts, your e-bikes, your scooters, to help provide safe passage throughout our city. The goal of this program is to connect El Segundo with the rest of the South Bay with a proposed 243 miles of safe, low-speed travel. Once again, I get to thank our favorite assembly member who's been doing this for about a year, I believe. Yes, for El Segundo, he's been recently appointed. He, due to his hard work, has garnered a $700,000 state grant to help install more electric chargers to help support our local travel network. So thank you again. With programs like this, we seek to connect our business side to our downtown shops and restaurants and our parks. I know for a fact our Economic Development Corporation is working to develop new green space. The Greenway on Aviation Boulevard, I'm happy to say that is finally on the agenda, Al, to work with you to help bring much needed bike paths, walking paths down Aviation Boulevard on the east of El Segundo. One more thing I'm very proud of is recently our city council unanimously approved the renovation of what is an abandoned water reservoir at the top of our Hilltop Park and create about an acre of new green space. We're going to build a new park here in town. The plans will be done by the end of 2023, and our fearless Public Works Director, Elias Hassan, is telling us this can be done by the end of 2024. Our residents need more green space. And this acre of land could add another small practice baseball field for our next Sandlot crew vying to become world champions. And that's what really it's all about, guys. You cannot say enough about our Little League World Series champions, the coaches and their families and everything that they've done to shine a light on how great El Segundo is. Estimates are that the media coverage that we garnered from this run are about $10 million. And they're not done. As the mayor said, our own El Segundo-based company, DirecTV, is sponsoring a float to honor our World Series champions in the Rose Parade. The Rose Parade airs to more than 50 million viewers, is broadcast internationally to over 170 countries, and has a live audience of over 700,000. Proof that when good things happen in El Segundo, we make sure everyone knows about it. We invite all of our business members to partner with our Parks and Rec department to be a part of our community to help support our events. We initiated an annual community sponsorship campaign where local communities can sponsor events. If you want to get more involved, please visit elsegundorecparks.org. In conclusion, I just want to say that El Segundo is the place where big ideas take off because of this collaborative spirit between our community, our businesses, our city, that make this the best place to live, work, and play. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your time. And now I invite our mayor back up for some short closing comments.
Nice try, Ryan. I'll be short. First of all, DirecTV, Lisa Jacobs, she's an editor for the Daily Breeze. As soon as Lee and I came back from that game out in Williamsport, she emailed me and called and said, hey, how's it going? And I didn't realize I was getting fielded for an interview. And there was a full article that hit the Daily Breeze about El Segundo Little League and the Parade. All they need is a float. For about the next 3 weeks, I fielded phone calls, which was the most fun job I've ever had as mayor. And I want to thank you. I don't know if DirecTV is here. Incredible partner. The reception that they rolled out for the boys, for Danny and Tim and Eddie and everyone else the other day was amazing. I was glad to be there. So thank you, DirecTV. It's monumental. It's the first time El Segundo has been in the Rose Parade. Mayor Fuentes, I know we were working on that in the past, and I'm sure you feel good knowing we're going to be in the parade. So let's give it up for one more time for DirecTV.
You know, Ryan mentioned Hyperion, huge feat. We're really happy to have some, progress there, some resolution in the future. We also, Elias says soon, thank you for everything you've done. You did a yeoman's effort bringing all that project to bear, the 33 list of ad hoc recommendations and everything you've been driving. Thank you again, Elias. Home stretch, folks. I touched on the finances of this city. Well, there's one person here who's an elected official who has done an amazing job. He's also a great soccer player. Unfortunately, I had to play against him on a Friday night. That was a short-lived co-ed career of mine. But this guy, Matt Robinson, has taken the El Segundo finances to a whole new level. We're in the best position we've ever been in terms of our investments. He's a treasurer. He runs a treasury department by day. Matt, thank you for everything you've done. Also, I'm here because of all the leaders before me, so I want to shout out a couple people. Councilman Scott Nickel, not sure if you're here, but thank you for your leadership and your service. Let's give him a round of applause. Former El Segundo Unified School District board member and I believe chair, and also an incredible Family Feud contestant, Bill Watkins, Dr. Bill Watkins. Seriously, go to Instagram, Carol Watkins, check him out on Family Feud in the early 80s, Bill? Fantastic. They use the money for their girls' tuition, semester and tuition. They're winners, right? What a great family endeavor. Also, former Councilman Dr. Don Brand, thank you for being here, sir. Former Mayor Suzanne Fuentes, my predecessor, coming from Boise, Idaho, folks. Still a huge advocate for aerospace in the South Bay and nationally. Thank you, Suzanne. And my good friend and former Mayor, Eric Bush. Thank you for being here, sir. All right, one thing I learned today from our assessor, Jeffrey Prang, guess which city had the highest valuation increase in property in the South Bay? We did. Thank you. Let's give it up for that. All right, one quick thing. Tonight, if you're interested, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., we're doing a candlelight vigil, and that is going to be at Civic Plaza. It's for United Against Hate. Our own Christabel is going to be there. Christabel's here, Vienna's. She's going to be speaking. So if you're interested, please show up 4:30 to 5:30 tonight. That's at Civic Plaza. Finally, Marcia Hansen, Barbara Voss, Christina Revelis, Kirsten Bergen, Sawsall, Continental Development Corporation, El Segundo TV, Darnell, where are you at? You're always great. And Bell Productions. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. You all did an amazing job. I'm going to turn it over to Marcia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Drew. That was fabulous. A couple quick things. First of all, that guacamole is life-changing, right? And I want to call out Chef Ann and Amy with Salsalas down there. Can you guys give them a big round of applause? We have 500 people coming for margaritas in about a half an hour. And I have even better news. Just when you thought today couldn't get any better, there's leftover food, everybody, and to-go containers, right? So get food before you leave. It's going to be fabulous. And just a couple quick things. Thanks again to the city. Parking is free, so when you leave, you get to leave. Thank you, Richard. Parking is free. And the centerpieces, whoever has the closest birthday, whoever's the strongest at your table, you get to take that home, so please do. Again, thank you for being here today. Thank you to all of our sponsors. I won't list you all because we'll be here another hour, but we finished on time. You guys were fabulous. You guys are going to keep hitting it out of the park. Thank you to the city, and thank you to all of you. Have a great afternoon.